Hey guys, Brad from Team Crimson here with,
Dekin.
and we are here to talk about the new stream reveals from today, along with some of the other cards that were introduced over the weekend. Cue title sequence. The stream was today, and we got some new reveals. We got a Narukami stride, and we got Blademaster Souen reveal, so that's quite interesting. We're going to talk about those towards the end because they're a bit spicier than the reveals that were over the weekend. But first, we also did want to mention that they did announce that they're coming out with the V Title Booster 01 Bang Dream Film Live. It is a Bang Dream set. They'll be their own clan. I don't care. So kind of moving on from that. I don't know. I mean, I know there's people that are probably excited about it, but to me it's the whole thing of Token Rambo again, where they weren't bad by any means. They just weren't the best either, and I just feel like this is going to be the same thing. But
yeah, like, what is a Bang Dream girl?
This is a no one can. They did also reveal some of the sleeves and stuff too, and they actually showed part of Supreme Heavenly Battle Deity Susanoo.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. I liked that.
I like that too, yeah. All right, but let's go ahead and get into the card reveals from the weekend.
All right, so over the weekend there were 3 strides revealed. One was the Nova Grappler stride, then a Great Nature stride, and a Deep Police stride. So I'll read them off in that order. The first is the Heteromorphic Dragon King as a Dalbulk or something like that. It looks literally nothing like a Nova Grappler. It looks like it should be in Deep Police. It's got, I don't know, it's an alien. Obviously stride 15k. Then auto Vanguard when it attacks, cost counterblast 1, and turn a card from your G zone face up and stand all of your front row rear guards, and this unit gains 5k until the end of that battle for each unit that will stand. So it's quite literally a discount Driger, because it only stands the front row, and then he doesn't stand, but it gains power. I don't like it whatsoever, and I'm glad it's not good.
It gains power, it doesn't give power, so
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Zach was talking a little bit about it a bit. He's the resident Nova Grappler player, and yeah, like, I think a lot of us agreed, like, it just, I don't know, it's meh.
Yeah.
Like, much of this set.
Yeah, it's severely lacking in a lot of the strong points. Like, they have Bustard and then they have Driger. What more do they need? It doesn't top any of that, so it's probably not going to be played, and if it is, a one of.
To be fair, it shouldn't need to top that because those are so good.
Yeah. But I mean, you see that's usually the case, but
yeah. Nothing too. The only fact that I found interesting about this reveal was that, again, it's kind of supporting the theory that we've had for a while and that some other people have had for a while as well, that it is supporting kind of standard plus. Some of these strides that are coming out, they seem to be supporting standard plus decks kind of situation.
Yeah.
So this could it looks like it can go at least decently with God Hand, but it's still not great.
Yeah. Then moving on to the Great Nature stride is Omniscience Dragon, Tipek Takam or something like that. It's got a weird name. Its artwork, it looks like a discount. What's the I saw it like all over Twitter. It was the Light Swarms, the one dragon. It looks like a discount one of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Judgment Dragon.
But anyways, skill is auto. Well, obviously the stride skill. It's got two separate skills. First one is auto Vanguard skill. When your card is put from your rear guard circle or deck into the drop zone, you may put that card on the bottom of your deck. And then auto Vanguard circle. When your rear guard attacks, Soul Blast 1 and turn a card from your G zone face up. That unit gains power +5 until end of battle for each face-up card in your G zone. At the end of battle, retire that unit. So like it works in perfect tandem with the standard support, because anything you mill, you just put back to the bottom of the deck on top of getting the benefits. And it does work with the old G support that retires itself, so you can just put it back on the bottom of the deck. And it's not restricted to once per turn, so you can they were talking about it. You can spam its effect. Granted, I don't think you'll want to because it just kills your dudes, especially some of your important combo attackers, the multi-attacker ones. But you can do it and get to GB8 faster. I don't remember if the GB8 for Great Nature is good or not, but I mean you can get in higher GBs faster with this card as a first stride, which I mean is a pretty good first stride as not killing yourself with the milling, in my opinion.
I don't know how good or bad this is. You know, my knowledge of Great Nature is very limited, but from what I've heard from some people is it's another one that's just kind of there. The goal deck is Zoa, but again, this doesn't. I don't know if this. Again, from what I've heard, it doesn't do enough to get you there on your first kind of stride turn. Doesn't do enough of a push or something. I'm not sure. But.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know all the ins and outs. All I know is that milling skill is ridiculously good in my opinion because like you mill so much with that deck. But moving on, the next stride revealed was the Deep Police stride. It is Heat Wave Beast Geomaglass, and looks like Kagura should file a lawsuit.
Yeah, Kagura files a lawsuit, stealing the
design. But obviously stride skill, and then continuous skill, Vanguard Circle, and G Zone. If face up, all your grade 3s on rear guard circle and guardian circle get continuous 5k shield and 5k power along with intercept. And then auto Vanguard circle, when it attacks, cost counterblast 1 and turn a card from your G zone face up. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Call 2 cards from among them to rear guard circle. Shuffle your deck, and this unit gains critical +1 until the end of battle for each of your grade 3 units. So I personally don't like it for the offensive. I've talked with people and they called me crazy because it's supposedly ridiculous, but I don't see it, and unless if I'm shown, I won't see it. The triple crit aspect that you can possibly have on it is nice, but the skill that I love it for is it stacks and it gives all of your grade 3s intercept and shield value for the defensive. So it helps and works in tandem so well with Dieliner, and I love that for the card. Like that's awesome.
I don't like this. Like I don't know. It's not. I don't feel like it's very. I don't feel like it's very good outside of the ability that it has when it's in the G zone. That's quite good. But otherwise, I just feel like it's kind of meh. I know that the Vanguard is doing, or Bushy is doing the reveals with some of the YouTubers and stuff like that, and this was Different Fight. And Different Fight is so good, and he's so nice, and I feel like he was just kind of hyping it up a little bit just because he didn't want to talk too bad about it with him revealing it and all this type of stuff. But But yeah, I don't know. It's not bad by any means. It is not bad, especially again the ability of when it's in the G zone face up. That is quite helpful with D police.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't see it being as good. But again, maybe we're missing something.
Yeah, like I definitely see it being played as a staple 3 of, because of you first stride into this, flip it face up, then next stride you go into X gallop to flip it face up again. So like you're gaining massive power on top of having massive defense. But I don't know, I don't really like it either. Like you can call pieces off of it, but I mean in premium, how much does pieces do sometimes when you go up against decks that can wipe your board and multi-attack you to where those pieces don't really matter? But I don't know.
All right, now let's get on to the spiciness. I'm gonna do the Narukami stride that was revealed first, which is Conquering Supreme Dragon Stunverse Dragon. That was revealed in today's stream. Its design is really busy, but
yes,
it
looks like all the other Conquering Supreme Dragons.
Yeah,
they all look identical.
But its skill is Act Vanguard Circle, cost Soul Blast 1, turn a card from your G zone face up. Then you put this card into your G zone face up. Your opponent chooses 4 cards each from his or her rear guards and drop zone and binds them. For every 4 cards in your opponent's bind zone, you draw a card, and your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand and binds it.
Yeah, that's ridiculously good. Because, I don't know, that's looking at how that is worded already, you immediately, depending on how much you've bound already, because Narukami, you should have bound more than...
You're strike 10, like, off the bat.
Like right off the bat, first stride, which is ridiculously nice because they've needed a first stride for so long. I know that was my biggest complaint when I played the deck.
The only thing is that you're going back into Vanquisher, but that's fine because Vanquisher, you're going to be playing standard plus anyways. So
yeah,
no, I think that's quite good. It also introduces into premium a card that can go combat right against Grand Blue and against Luar.
Yeah.
Like right away. So
yeah,
that's spicy. But it's still, I still will say that this looks quite good. However, I don't think it's enough in premium for Narukami to actually be very, very good in premium still.
Yeah, no, I definitely not. The part about it that's the best and is probably the coolest part of the skill is you can, depending on how much you bound earlier, you can immediately draw 2 cards and bind 2 cards from your opponent's hand on top of board wiping them and killing their drop zone.
Going to Vanquisher again, and then Vanquisher's skill to give everything 10K, and then you can possibly bind another card from their hand.
Oh yeah, just because how it's worded, and I mean 9 out of 10 times if you're going, which the deck would probably prefer going second with this, is you can go and have reroad, or you can have used Jaggy Shot, and then you're fine with Vanquisher skill to bind from hand too. So like I really like it, but yeah, again, like you said, I don't know if it's enough to make it a top dog in premium, but I mean we'll find out. But
yeah. All right, and then the other card that was revealed was Dragonic Blademaster Souen, VR from the set Silver Petal Dragonflame. So he's the first VR to be revealed from this set. And obviously he's grade 3 force, continuous Vanguard Circle. During your turn, if your opponent has no rear guards, this unit and all of your vision tokens get 10k power. And then he also has the ability Act Vanguard Circle once per turn. Discard 2 cards from your hand, call a vision token to rear guard, and at the end of that turn, retire that token. If Wyvern Strike Doha and Wyvern Strike Garen are on rearguard circle, retire all of your opponent's rearguards. And then Vision Token, all the stipulations with Vision Token and stuff like that. But this is just old school, not old school Blademaster, but the OG Blademaster that was revealed a while ago. This is just that, but better. So I think it's quite good. It's not bad by any means, but especially being able to actually get into the Vision Token, no matter what the stipulation for that isn't there. The plus power and everything is dependent on having no rear guards, and you do still have to have Doha and Garen on board in order to actually board wipe. But it's not bad. It's actually quite good. It's just
I like that it's not 5k power in a crit. It's 10k power to himself and the Vision Token. So they're both able to increase numbers and use Force 2 better. I definitely like that it's not as reliant on the Doha Garen, but still can call the Vision Token regardless. That's really nice.
Yeah, but I like it with the power aspect and stuff like that, and then you can also use Force 2. This will let you use Force 2 and stuff like that, and use the Force 2 marker on the Vanguard and on the Vision Token and stuff like that. But I find that quite good. The other thing with it, I will say too, is that Excel, it is more of a Force meta right now, especially with the introduction of the next stage set. Alt Mile's quite good. Rebellion's still very, very good. Chronojet is looking at least decent, not the best, but still decent. Yeah. But the top dogs still look to be Dragonic Vanquisher and look to be Last Card Revon. So those are spell decks. So they can be beaten. At least they're not as bad as they were back when, but they can be beaten by some of the other top dogs. But this, it can get rid of the Vanquisher. It can do some stuff with Vanquisher, but that's not as bad. But with Last Card Revon, with Aquaforce, a lot of Aquaforce players, because of Vanquisher being so prominent, are playing Blue Wings. So they can't be targeted, all this type of stuff. That them not being able to be targeted does not work with Souen, because Souen is a full board wipe. So, that helps there too. But
yes. Yeah, and even if Vanquisher wasn't an issue, Revon in the first place is very board reliant. So I know when I was testing it, back when I lost pieces, if I couldn't recover those, I died. So this is like severely anti that. Like I think this would have the best matchup. Yeah, and again,
the wins in it now is they're adapted to, or at least that's what I'm hearing and stuff with Vanquisher being so prevalent. That's what they're doing, and that's why winning. That's why they're doing so well. One of the reasons why Revon is doing so well.
Yeah, I don't like Blue Wings, so I don't like them at all. But
I don't. Again, I don't think it's bad. It's actually quite good. It's not really what I was hoping for, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And I'm still holding up that the cross is better. So.
Oh yeah, I want the cross to be better. I think the Blademaster deck might be better depending on what the meta is. And if Alt Mile and Rebellion, along with Revon and Vanquisher, stay the top 4, then this should have good matchups against the majority of them. because I can't speak. Alt Mile is severely board reliant also. You can recover pieces off of it. It's just a little harder, and you don't want to commit from hand because you want shield. But I mean, and then with Rebellion. But I mean, this should have a good matchup with those, and I wonder if they're going to come out with any more cards that call tokens. I want them to do that.
This is about Kagero. This ain't about your Royal Paladins.
I know. I'm just saying, if it stays a top dog, then it will have a good matchup against it. But yeah, no, I wonder if they'll have any more units that call tokens, because it says all of your vision tokens, not just one of your vision tokens.
Yes, I do think that. I think there will be a grade 2 or something that, or maybe even a Jaggy Shot like card that can get played with Souen, and maybe it calls a vision token.
Oh, kind of like attack, shove to soul, retire something, or after the battle you retire it or soul charge it to call a token. That would be cool.
Call a token.
That would be cool.
That's my
that. Yeah, no. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah. No, but that's it. That's it from us, guys. We will be coming at you later in the week with hopefully some more videos. Well, at least one more. We'll see. And then obviously next week with more stream reveals. So, but that's it from us. We'll see you next time.